At night, there are other lights that light up the river. There's the light from the lighthouse light. There are lights from the houses with the people who live inside them. There are lights from factories along the river that haven't yet shut down. Nights when the moon is full, it is so lit up on the river that Bob in his boat looks like he is glowing from inside him, as if Bob is made out of light. But no, Bob is a man made out of flesh. Once, when I shook Bob's hand, there was bone there for me to shake. "I'm Bob," I said, and I stuck out my hand for Bob to take it. It's true that Bob hesitated at first. Bob looked at my hand, but then he took at my hand the way that a fish might look at a rusty hook before taking it into its mouth. I'll skip it around if you guys told. I'm actually reading from page 1 to page 122, which is almost the whole book. I should just read the whole book. So he's fishing for this one fish that he knows he'll get it. He'll know it. I don't know what Bob will do with this fish once he gets it. I don't think he'll eat it. You can eat any old fish, but this fish will be a keeper. Some fishermen and some fisherwomen, when they get a fish that is too big to eat, these people will sometimes get these fish mounted and will hang these fish up on a wall on the inside of their house. Bob hasn't got any walls to hang his fish on. When Bob gets his fish, I think I know what Bob is going to do with this fish. I can picture Bob now lifting up this fish. I can picture Bob looking this fish up and down its beautiful fish body, this fish with a song inside it shining out. I can picture Bob taking this fish and leaning with this fish over the side of his boat to let this fish go, to give this fish back to the river so that Bob can be the Bob that he is, so that Bob can continue to fish. Go fish. But we won't know until Bob gets this fish. Until then, we can only imagine. Even I can only guess. Guess what? There goes Bob now. There goes Bob going after this fish. I'm going with him. I'm going to go after him, that man, that fish, Bob. What better gift can a son give to his father than the thing that he is looking most for? Bob, I imagine myself saying. Father, I might even say. I've got something I want you to have. Bob, I have something I want to give you. Like this is how I imagine this. I hand over to Bob his fish. This fish, when I give it to Bob, it is still alive in my Bob hands. In Bob's hands, this fish, it is something more than just alive. This fish, it is living. It is like trying to hold in your hands the flowing that is the river. This fish, it is too big for it to fit inside a bucket. So Bob and I, we carry it together down to the river. Here at the river's edge, father and son, we let this fish go. We stand and we watch this fish swim away. We do not say anything to each other about this fish. Then, after a while, we get into Bob's boat. For the first time ever in the life of Bob's boat, there is in Bob's boat more than just Bob. It is Bob and his son, Bob. I start the motor. Bob steers. Like this, Bob and I, we begin again. We go out onto the river for the first time in our lives, father and son, fishing for our fish. There are some river folks who know Bob, who say about Bob that what Bob is looking for is a stone that floats, a fish that doesn't exist. Or maybe what Bob is looking for is this, a fish that walks on water. What I say to this, what I say about Bob is this: Bob is Bob, I say. I also say this, that in Bob's eyes, in Bob's heart, there is a fish that is more than just a fish. There is no such fish that is just a fish. Every fish is a beautiful fish. Everything that is beautiful in this world is a fish. The moon is a fish. The river is a fish. The stars in the sky, the stones in the river, the mud on the river's bank, fish, fish, fish. Thank you.